Hey boys and girls, how are you today? I came over to the school, to our room, to work on some of these videos that I'm going to be sending you this week. And it's kind of lonely here, and listen, so quiet. And it just makes me miss you even more. It really does. It really does. But we're going to do some math today. And we're going to talk about the Chapter 10 math that I put in your packet for you to start working on this week. We're actually going to draw this chapter out for a couple of weeks, so you're going to use this material for several weeks. So don't worry about having to complete all of it now. I'm going to be giving you some instruction and some ideas on how to do it and how to help you do it at home, okay? So let's talk about that for just a minute. In your packet that I gave you, you had this parent sheet, and this is going to be very important in case your parents have any questions about what we're going to talk about today. We're mainly going to be focusing this week on lessons 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, and 10.4. So those are the ones that I want you to focus on this week, and that's what we're going to kind of be talking about today, adding double-digit numbers without regrouping. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today, and I've got some stuff down here to help me. I've got my dry erase board and markers and my eraser, got everything over here. So let's get started, okay? In your packet, you also had this number chart, and this may also be helpful for you to do the math this week, because I'll go ahead and say this up front. Miss Wilson is going to show you one or two, maybe three ways to do this, but I always say this while we're at school, and I'm going to say it to you even when you're at home. However you get the answer and however is easiest for you to do it, great. You do it whatever way makes sense to you. I'm just going to give you some options of different ways to do it. So if you're using the hundreds chart, counting forward, counting backward, if that helps you, great. Use the hundreds chart. That's why I stuck it in there for you. I also had your number line in there for you. If you want to glue that or tape that together to make one big long line to 40, that may help you to hop back and hop forward. We've done that in math lessons before. You know how to do that. If that helps you figure out the answers, great. Use that, okay? So let's look at our lessons. First of all, on 10.1, you are just simply adding two-digit numbers. We're going to talk about that one. On lesson 2, you're adding, again, two-digit numbers. And I know it says with regrouping up here, but the way that we regroup is a little different than the way that I and probably most of your parents think about regrouping. We're not going to be borrowing or carrying. We're just going to be regrouping, and we're going to regroup tens. And I'm going to show you how to do that on this sheet. We have done a little bit of that before, so it shouldn't be too hard. Lesson 3, we'll be doing the same thing as lesson 2. We'll be using these 1s and 10 columns on this chart to help you, and I'm going to show you how to use that. And then on lesson 4, 10.4, you're going to just be doing the same activity, except this time it's going to have word problems. It has spaces here for you to draw your picture if you want to do that. Then it has a space over here for you to draw your 10s and 1s if that helps you, and then a place for the answer. We're going to talk about all that in just a second, okay? So those are the things, if you want to grab those out, if you want to make some notes on your paper to kind of help you, that is perfectly fine. If your parents want to make some notes on the paper, around the paper, that's completely fine as well. Okay? All right, let's get started. I have to put on my glasses. Hang on. Okay. Oh, so much better. I can see. All right. First of all, I want to talk about this little poster that I have. And I make these a lot, and we put them in our rooms. But this is talking about how double-digit addition is just when you are adding two sides of a problem. And I like to say that we're going to put this little railroad track. Do you see how that looks like a railroad track? I like to draw that railroad track down my problems. It separates the one side from the 10 side of numbers. And we've learned about 1s and 10s and which number is in which place already. Okay, so if I'm looking at this number, I have 35 plus 23. But when I slice it down the middle, it's almost like I can cover up one side. And that makes it easier because 2 plus 3, we we all know that, is 5. And 5 plus 3 is 8. We all know that already. Now, here's the only thing that I want you to remember. It's always most important, boys and girls, to start on the ones side, or the number that is farthest away from the sign. Whether it is an addition or subtraction, start with the one that is farthest away. Okay, start with that side. So in this problem, it would be 5 plus 3, and you could add that with your number line. You could add that with your fingers. You could add that on your hundreds chart. Okay? 8. Some of you might already know that. And then you would come to the other side. Sorry, it's hard for me to hold it and cover it up. 3 plus 2, and you get 5. Like I said, you can use your fingers for that, counters for that, anything that you have. Okay? So let's look at a couple of problems on my board. I brought our little board over from my table to the floor so that I could show you. So we have a whiteboard, okay? All right, here we go. And I may have to experiment with the color that shows up the best on here, but we're going to try it. So let's do a few. Let's do this one. 25 plus 14. Okay, so here's my problem, boys and girls. 25 plus 14. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get another color marker. Use this black one. And I'm going to put my railroad track, oh gosh, down the middle. Here we go. That railroad track is kind of up there at the top. Let me fix that. That's scary. Okay. Better. Okay, so there's my railroad track. 25 plus 14. So I'm going to go to the side that is farthest away from my addition sign, which would be my one side, and I'm going to add 5 plus 4. You can do that on your fingers. Okay, and we know that that is 9. Okay, then I'm going to come to my 10 side, and I'm going to add 2 plus 1, and that's super simple, 3. So my answer to this problem, boys and girls, is 39. Okay? All right, everybody good? Y'all can do that easy. Y'all are super simple, and we are super good at doing addition problems. All right, so I'm going to erase that. That is basically what you're doing on lesson 10.1. Now, let me show you one more thing. Let me write one more problem on here while I'm thinking about it. On your paper for 10.1, you're also going to see a problem, or a couple of problems that look like this, okay? And we all know that when there is a number missing, do you see how there's an empty spot here, boys and girls? When there's a number missing, we know that that means that there is an imaginary, this marker is so stuck. Okay, here we go. An imaginary 0 right there. So you can draw that in if you want to. Do the same thing again. Put your railroad track down. Okay. 4 and 3. We know that is 7. 3 and 0, or nothing, just brings down the 3. Okay, so I wanted to show you that real quick before we moved on to the next lesson, which is 10.1 and 10.2. These two lessons are the exact same, and I went ahead and pulled out one of the sheets that looks exactly like what is on the side of your paper. Okay, so this would be 10.2. 10.3 looks almost just like it. Okay, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just drawing the numbers, like the 10s and the 1s, okay? So let me give you an example. The first problem is 16 plus 7, okay? 16 plus 7. So if I want to draw the number 16, okay, I would do a 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes the number 16. There's my first number in the problem. Okay, the second number in the problem is 7. There's no 10s in 7, so I'll come over here and just do 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. Okay, now what it's asking us to do here is to learn how to trade. Okay, so I've got 16 up here plus 7. There's my problem, so maybe that'll kind of help us keep up. And I'm going to slide over so you can see a little bit better. Okay, but we're going to trade some 1s for a 10. Okay, here goes the marker again with a stuck lid. I'm just going to leave the lid off. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and look, and I'm going to find 10 1s to turn into a big tall 10 over here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to take my other color and I'm just going to draw a line around that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I have turned those 10 dots into another 10 stick. But I still have some left over here, boys and girls. We have to count those too. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 left over. So now we have 2 10s and 3 1s. So guess what my answer is, boys and girls? 23. Okay, and that is the way that these two lessons, 10-2 and 10-3, I'm sorry this says 10-1 up here, don't let that confuse you. That is the way that these two lessons are set up to help the boys and girls learn another strategy to do this. Now, it is just fine if you want to continue to draw your railroad track. You want to add 6 and 7, okay, and get a 3, and then you want to put the 1 up here and get a 2. Same answer, same way to do it. If that works for you, you do it that way. Okay, let's do another one with our tens chart. And like I said, on the paper, there's a tens chart, 10s and 1s chart for every problem. I think this might work better if I slide this over, and then I can write the problem on that side. Okay, here we go. All right, let's do another one. Let's see. All right. We've got 18 plus 20. Oops, so sorry. Bad handwriting. Miss Wilson has to erase it. Rewrite it too when she messes up. Okay, 18 plus 23. We're going to draw the two numbers. If you want to go ahead and separate your chart, you can. If that helps you, you're going to put one number, 18 on the top, the other number, 23 on the bottom. All right, so here's 18. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, here's 23. 1, 2, so that's 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so we're going to combine, or see if we can combine and see if we have 10 1s in order to trade those 10 1s for a stick for a 10. All right, let's see if we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to take my other color, circle that. Okay, all right, so all of those in that, we're going to cross that out. It helps me to remember, and I'm going to add another 10 over here, boys and girls. But I still have one left over. So let's go back and see what our totals are. In the 10 box, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 10s. In the 1 box, I just have that one little one left right there. Okay, so the answer, or the total, is 41. Okay, you would get the same answer if you come over here and do your railroad tracks. And you do 8 and 3 is 11. Put the 1 on top, stack it up. 2, 3, 4. 41. Okay? I would prefer, parents, if your child does not know anything about, rearranging or carrying or whatever, I would prefer them learn to draw it. But like I said, at the end of the day, we get the answer. We know how to do it. All is well. Okay? All right. The last one in this This packet, 10-1, 10-2, 10-3, 10-4, is this sheet, and it is exactly like the ones that we've just done, except it's a word problem. So the first word problem says, Tara has 14 bows. There's Tara's bows. Kim has 18 bows. There's the second number. How many bows do they have in all? And we talked about those words, boys and girls, when we do a lot of word problems. We do word problems with every single math unit we do. So you've got Tara has 14 bows. Kim has 18 bows. How many bows do they have all together? Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw the number 14. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're going to draw the number 18, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Then we're going to try to make a 10. We're going to trade out those little dots for a stick. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm just going to put my big circle around that, and I'm going to cross that out because that's done with, and I'm going to add my 10 over here. We traded it, but we can't forget about these two that are left, okay? So let's count our totals. I have 1, 2, 3 10s, and I have 2 1s, which makes the number 32. Okay? Does everybody see how to do that? Not too bad? Not too bad? Okay. All right. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for our math this week. If you have any questions, any problems, if you'll let me know, I'll help you out. Okay? Bye.